It is finally time, bro. The NBA playoffs are here. It feels like a decade ago that Kash Patel got in front of the world and said Chauncey Billups and Terry Rozier are going to federal prison. Like, that legitimately feels like it was 2015. At the time of this recording, the play-in games have not started. They start tomorrow night. Listen, if they're wrong, they won't be. I'm going 100 for 100 today, like 0 misses. And before we start, I want to thank everybody for tuning into my shorts. This is the first official long-form video on my platform. I am doing a washed jersey giveaway. Shout out to Broncos Russell Wilson. I have NBA, NFL jerseys to give away. If you want to participate, there's going to be a Google Forms link in the description. There's going to be a couple questions, just kind of asking a couple things. I won't make it too long. I don't know how many participants there's going to be, so that's a better chance for you to win some, like, disgusting jerseys. All right, without further ado, let's start with these play-in games. We're going to start up top at the 7-8 matchup. The Phoenix Suns are playing the Portland Trailblazers. It's a toss-up. The Trailblazers have had a great season. The Suns have way overachieved for what they've had going on. D-Book, all those guys. Jalen Green might like shoot 2 for 16 in this game. I'm not even gonna lie. No hate. Shout out to bro. He is at least handsome. And Denny Avia might shoot like 30 free throws. But regardless, I think Phoenix comes out up top. D-Book might go off, or like Mark Williams might grab like 15 rebounds. I don't know, whatever. I think that they go and they clinch that 7 seed. And now we're gonna go to the 9-10 matchup. The Clippers are playing the Warriors. Both of them have had completely interesting seasons. The Warriors, they are terrible right now. They're saying that nobody's gonna be playing 40 minutes. Like, it sounds like Steve Kerr is not taking this game completely serious. You know, the Clippers have had a very, very interesting season themselves. Started off 6-21. They traded James Harden. They got in like Darius Garland. I think they'll walk away and they're gonna clinch this first play-in game, but that's not saying much. I mean, Cum Bucket is gone for the Warriors. Kristaps has AIDS or some sort of like sexually transmitted disease. I don't really know what's going on with the bloke. I hope he heals up in the offseason because it's starting now for him. All right, to end off the Western Conference play-in games, we have the Clippers taking on Portland Trailblazers. This could probably go either way. Kawhi could go for 40 points. I don't know. I'm taking Portland in this one. I think defensively they're just going to be locked in. Kawhi Leonard, you've had a hell of a run. We will see you next season on a new team probably. It's over for y'all. All right, now on the Eastern Conference side of things, we have the 7-8 matchup between Philly and Orlando, and we have the 9-10 matchup between Charlotte and Miami. Starting with the 7-8 matchup, Philly and Orlando. Listen, PG, you've been return of the Mac like you've been a dog. Paolo, complete like degenerate on the basketball court this year. I mean, they're making heinous nicknames for him. I do think Orlando walks away with this win. Their head coach, you have mere days left with the job, it looks like. I think Orlando comes out with this one. All right, the 9-10 matchup between Charlotte and Miami. This has turned into the Bam Adebayo Invitational. He has inherited that from Jimmy Butler. Charlotte, they've had such a great year. They have like the top 2 shooters in the league when it comes to makes in LaMelo and the Con Man. Again, this is the Bam Invitational, bro. I think they win this one. All right, for the final playing game, we have Philadelphia and we have Miami. Give me Miami. This is the Bam Invitational at the end of the day. All right, we are now in the official Fire Beef bracket of the 2026 playoffs. Kicking it off, we have the 1-8 matchup in the Western Conference. Oklahoma City Thunder versus the Portland Trailblazers. Like, Lou Dort might kill somebody in this series. Maybe J-Dub has a hard series just because the wing's there, but I think OKC comes out like in 5 games. And next up is the 4-5 matchup between LA Lakers and the Houston Rockets, bro. This is a painful thing. I love LeBron like as much as I love anybody on this planet. We got LeBron, KD, we got Ayton versus Capella. People are sleeping on the Lakers a lot, and you might want to stay napping, honestly. Houston's offense is not that great. I don't think they're set up very well for playoff basketball. I mean, on the Lakers side, we got to pray that like the clock goes backwards in like 2018 Braun, 2022 like Marcus Smart comes out. I mean, I think that this will be a better series than people think. I will still take Houston in 6 games though. All right, we have the 3-6 matchup in the Western Conference, Denver versus Minnesota. This is a rematch of 2 years ago that went to 7. Rudy Gobert hit that nut-ass fadeaway, bro. Anthony Edwards, I think he's going to have a great series. I just don't know how healthy they are on Minnesota side of things. It seems like Denver's kind of getting it together, as I always do at the end of the season. They can't really guard like anything, but I just don't think that Minnesota has kind of the tools to keep up with them. My final prediction, Denver in 6 games. All right, the final Western Conference first round matchup, we have San Antonio and we have Phoenix. I mean, listen, Godspeed to them, like I said earlier. I think Jalen Green is going to struggle this series, bro. I mean, he did last year. I think he might have one fake little good game, like 25 points or something. Like, San Antonio's defense is just going to be impossible for people to score on. I don't think Phoenix has enough. Final take, give me the Spurs in 5. All right, that was it for the first round. Now we have the second round of the Western Conference. The first matchup is between OKC and Houston in the second round. The same thing kind of goes for, like, Houston in the last round that I said. I mean, their offense is going to struggle, except this time, you know, OKC can actually guard. Like, Amen Thompson is going to have a tough time. I just don't know how Houston can really steal more than like a game. I'm going to say OKC in like 5 games. They're going to go to the Western Conference Finals back-to-back years. Next up in the second round, we have the Nuggets versus the Spurs. Like, this is going to be a classic series. I already know it. Wemby versus Jokic, like Jamal Murray, all-NBA season. Like, Keldon Johnson might win 6th Man of the Year. I don't know who's going to win that award, but just maybe a hunch that he has a chance. Like, there's a lot going on between those two teams. We just saw Jokic, like, hit that nut-ass fadeaway against Wemby, like, literally, like a week ago. Genuinely, at this time, I don't know who's going to win that series. But I think, like, at the end of the day, just like anything in life, experience prevails. So I will take Denver in, like, a calm 7 games. Like, it's going to be a nuts series, but I think Denver comes out in 7. So the Western Conference Finals will be a 2025 rematch between Denver and OKC. Last year, that went to 7 games. If everybody's healthy, like J-Dub is chilling with his hamstring, his wrist, whatever he's got going on. And on the Denver side of things, if Aaron Gordon hamstring and all these guys hamstrings and calves are good, I really do think this will go to 7 games. I'm going to take OKC to go to the finals, though. All right, we're going to take it to the Eastern Conference side of things. We have the 1-8 matchup between Detroit and Miami. Shout out to Bam. He got out of his own invitational. His time is over here. Cade is back. I really wanted it to be Charlotte because I think they could actually give them a run for their money, at least just because they'd be running and shooting. But yeah, give me Detroit in like 5. Next up, we have the 4-5 matchup between Toronto and Cleveland. We have a notorious playoff riser, I believe, in Donovan Mitchell. He's got a bunch of 50-point games. And then we do have a notorious playoff dropper in James Harden. I'm curious kind of how they'll even each other out, and unfortunately for Toronto, they don't have a real guard that's going to stand out, and they also don't have a real big that's going to stand out. Cleveland has 2 of those things each. They have Evan Mobley, they have Jarrett Allen, and then obviously those 2 guards I mentioned before. I think Cleveland's going to make it like an uncomfortably close series for no reason, because that's been the Cleveland way, you know what I mean? That's what they've been always doing. But give me Cleveland in 6 games. Next up is the 3-6 matchup in the East. We have Atlanta versus New York. People have been kind of like giving this series like a lot of like love, and like they're praying for this matchup because they think Atlanta can come out with it. I don't think that's the case at all. Like CJ McCollum in the playoffs, I am napping, bro. I'm sleeping. I'm not concerned. Like legitimately at all, I'm not concerned about CJ McCollum in the playoffs. Especially if you got OG Anunoby like switching on him, or Mikal Bridges. Like, say what you want. Josh Hart, like, say what you want, bro, but he's not getting his shit off against those guys. Like, it's just not happening. Give me Knicks in like the smoothest 5 games. All right, we have the final matchup in the first round. Boston versus Orlando, a rematch of the first round last year. I legitimately have not seen Franz Wagner for Orlando in like a year, probably. Like, yeah, I think Boston's chilling in the first round. Give me Boston in 5 games. We are into the second round of the Eastern Conference here with the Fire Beef 2026 NBA bracket. We've got some good-ass matchups, bro. Like, Detroit's taking on Cleveland. The Knicks will be taking on Boston in a rematch of the second round last year. Cleveland is weird, bro. Cleveland is such a weird team to me because if they hit their stride, their ceiling is like finals to me. Their floor is first round, like no bullshit, because you just have so many different variables. They're kind of thrown together late into the season. Detroit has won 60 games. I mean, they have 2 All-NBA players, basically. They have Asar, they have Ron Holland. Like, if they wanted to, they could go throw Javonte Green in there for a couple minutes to just kind of, get a couple fouls and muck things up. Like, they really are deep when it comes to just defending these dogs. You know what I mean? Yeah, I think Detroit goes to the Eastern Conference Finals. All right, now we have the rematch from last year's second round between Boston and New York. Man, this series, I'm a Celtics fan. I love LeBron, whatever. I've heard it all. I do think Jaylen Brown and Derek White specifically are going to have to kind of go off in this series in order to pull it out.
What do you mean by that?
I think they can. Coming back like 1 year later in the exact same scenario you were in where you tore your Achilles, like mentally, bro, there's some hills you got to climb to be able to like, go off in that. And like realistically speaking, you just can't expect that from him. He might do it because he is the anomaly, bro. Love that guy with my whole entire heart, but it's hard. It really is hard on the Celtics side of things. On the Knicks side of things, bro, like they've had a weird season, just fighting adversity, being bad for a little bit, then being great. I think Big Purr like is not going to be much of a factor in this one. He's had his playoff woes in the past. I think they probably continue in this one. Boston is just so physical defensively. I think if Cat is just resorting to 3-point shots, I'm not going to lie, I think the Celtics will be fine. And then for the guys like Jalen Brunson, it's always been harder for him in the playoffs when he's faced those like long-ass, big-ass wings. You know what I mean? It's not going to be an easy series for him. I think like OG, Mikal, one of the bench guys like Jordan Clarkson might have to have a magnet ball game or something. At the end of the day, though, I do have Boston coming out of this one in a smooth 6 games. And now we have the Eastern Conference Finals between Boston and Detroit. The winner of this will go on to play the Thunder in the Fire Beef bracket. and in reality as well, because we're not missing Boston. They've been here so many times, bro. What, like 5 Eastern Conference Finals or something in Jason Tatum's life, 6 in Jaylen Brown because he went there with Isaiah Thomas. Detroit is so deep, bro. Like, that's the thing. They don't give a lot of credit to Detroit for that. I mean, Cade can miss a month and they're still chilling. You know what I mean? Like, they're okay. They're a great team. I do think that experience trumps all, and Boston, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, they're going to go to their 3rd finals, 2 in 3 years, to match up with the Oklahoma City Thunder, who's looking to go back-to-back. NBA Finals time between OKC and Boston. You know, both teams deep, whatever. I think it just at this point comes down to whoever is healthier. It seems like Boston's hitting their stride. OKC is as well. I mean, everybody on OKC's missed a lot of time, and they've still won, like, 65 games or more. I don't know. I do think OKC's roster is just a little more complete than the Celtics, just because the Celtics, you know, they're kind of ragtag, like Missoula ball all the way. And that's not their fault. I mean, they're going to be completely overperforming their expectations. Jaylen Brown said it best, 50 wins in a gap year. I mean, it's been unbelievable. I do have OKC in the smoothest of 6 games in this series, though. I think J-Dub, I think Chet might struggle. I think Jaylen Brown, he might even struggle from the field. I think Tatum's going to be having one of his better series of the entire playoffs, but I think it won't matter just because the Thunder have so much to throw at these two guys, and I just don't know if the Celtics right now have what it takes from the other guys to go and win a title again. OKC could go and throw somebody out there that could go for 25 any night, you know what I mean? Like, we've seen it from Isaiah Joe, we've seen it from Jared McCain. There's just too much on OKC's roster. I don't know if Sam Presti made a deal with like the devil or something, but I mean, this roster is just so crazy. Hartenside could come in and give you 15 boards. There's just too much there, I think, for the Celtics to attack. Like and subscribe.